Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. My name is Patel Ngaol from Group 5. I'll be your lead speaker today about waste management in Brunei. Here's our group members. So, to give everyone an understanding about the importance of implementing the waste management, I'll start with an introduction to Brunei, then follow by economy context, impacts by the solution, then move to sustainability plans and intercultural action plans. So, welcome to Puno, a remote village in eastern Cambodia, nested in the Keo Sima Wildlife Sanctuary, home to about 547 residents. This community is predominantly indigenous Bunao, with deep cultural and spiritual tie to the forest. However, its isolation and lack of infrastructure present daily challenges, particularly in waste management. With no formal disposal system, most waste is burned or dumped, harming both the environmental and public health. Any effective solution must be affordable, easy to maintain, and designed with the people of Puno at its heart. Well, then, why do we choose to focus on waste management? Waste management is not just an environmental issue in Puno, it's a public health crisis without formal systems. Residents often burn plastic and foam, releasing dangerous toxics into the air. Water pollution is also a major concern, especially as the O2 level is used for everything, from cooking to bathing. Mismanaged e-waste and agricultural byproducts add to the challenge. In calculations, residents make it clear that they want simple, cost-effective, and cultural appropriate solutions that deliver immediate benefits. So, our response is rooted in community leadership and cultural sensitivity. By embracing circular economy principle, we aim to transform waste into valuable resources. Education will be oral and visual, respecting Bunong traditions, with special focus on women and elders. Because this isn't just about solving waste problem. It's about building a resilient, self-sustained future that uplifts local knowledge and values. Now, let's take a look at the economic context so that we can have a deeper understanding of the implementation. Let's start with the broader context. Cambodia has recognized waste management as a national priority with recent policies and international funding to back it up. However, in rural areas like Punao, these policies often don't translate into practice. The local government has limited capacity and resources, meaning that new waste initiatives here will likely depend on external support from NGOs or national programs to get started. Now, for Punao's economy is built on substantial agriculture and as of now facing extreme poverty. Most residents have little to no cash income, and poverty is widespread. With few formal jobs and seasonal unemployment, the family depends heavily on the forest and farming. Then there's gender pay gap, where women only earn around $25 per month, less than men. People can't afford to pay for service, and the lack of infrastructure like roads and vehicles make transport expensive. This low purchasing power make it difficult to change for service like waste collection, so any system must be low cost or generate direct economic benefits. But despite the challenges, waste management can bring real economy benefits. We have seen successful rural models like Tonasap and Chaipai, where waste management has driven entrepreneurship and tourism. Solutions like micro enterprise for collection or recycling can create jobs. Composting improves farming and reduces the needs for costly chemical fertilizers. Bricks made from plastic and rice hulls can lower building costs, and by preserving natural beauty, the village may someday tap into ecotourism. These initiatives could build a small circular economy within the community. But despite the promises, several challenges remain. Financing is a key barrier here. Most villagers can't afford ongoing fees and collecting them is difficult. The village, remote location and limited infrastructure raise transport and logistic costs. Changing behaviors and training locals also require time and money. To succeed, the project must be carefully designed to be sustainable at a small scale. So, to succeed in Brunei, a blend approach is needed. Seed funding from NGOs or government can launch the system, but it must evolve into a community driven enterprise, where solutions should be simple, low tech, and linked to real benefits, like better farming, cheaper housing. With the right partners and incentives, even a small village can turn waste into economic opportunity. So, now we're going to take a look at our sustainability action plans. Right now, we know that Brunei lacks any formal waste management system. Waste is often burned or tossed in open areas. Agricultural residual like rice husks and manure are thrown away instead of reused. The local river, which many depend on for drinking and bathing, is contaminated with garbage and animal remains. Even e-waste like used batteries discarded unsafely, posing long-term health and ecological risks, which lead to serious consequences, like burning plastic release harmful pollutants into the air, contributing to breathing problems. Waste dumped in the river spreads waterborne diseases and damage aquatic ecosystems. These health issues are essentially dangerous in a community with limited access to medical care. So managing waste sustainably is not an option, it's urgent. So, our strategy for sustainability includes multiple low tech but high impact solutions. Plastic waste can be minimized through education and reuse. Water protection for buffer zone with proper waste disposal education. Case study that provide an idea for waste bricks made from plastic and rice huts can support local construction. Composting organic waste improves soil health and small operable op- small biogas system turn waste into cooking oil. Then we tackling with the farm byproducts, which are often waste, but they can become valuable. Like rice husk can be turned into clean burning fuel. Rice straw can be used for growing mushroom, adding food and income. Biochar from pyrolysis, the burning byproduct, can be used to boost soil health and capture carbon retention. These strategies build a circular economy from what's already available in the village, which creating useful resources. But of course, sustainability efforts face real barriers. First of all, land for facilities is limited, and weather can disrupt systems like composting or biogas. These technology also require constant upkeep. However, the important aspect is the lasting impact of which depends on community involvement. So education and participation will make or break the program's success. That's why we move our focus toward intercultural action plan. When implementing waste management in Pune, it's essential to ground our approach in intercultural awareness. Respecting Brunei traditions not only build trust but also ensure that the solution is embraced rather than rejected. Our goal is to partner with the community, not impose external systems that clash with their values. With case study that provide us with the information so that we can take proper approaches in this plan. First is the informative approach to community that ways to have correlation towards water and health. Then not just that, we have understood that our environmental perspective must align with the community and inclusive education approach is the key in this matter, which leads us to take a deeper look at the local cultural context. The Brunei community see the forest as sacred. Land is communally held, and traditions like storytelling and group decision making shape daily life. Women manage household waste and reuse, like repurposing bottle, is relatively common. Burning and reusing are considered normalized in the community, so understanding these dynamics is critical to design solutions that respect and reinforce local way of living. These are key intercultural tension that we initially consider about. Burning is common and awareness of its danger is relatively low, so what do? We build on composting and reusing tradition. Formal education is limited, well, oral storytelling and demonstrations work well. Globalization brings plastic, and yet we can counter this by reviving traditional reuse habits and introducing 3 Rs in ways the community finds relevant. Now, for our intercultural strategy, we build based on these 7 principles. First, collectivism, where group efforts are over individual tasks like shared system. Power distant, engage with leaders and spiritual figures. Feminine values in terms of well-being, cooperation, and modesty. Short-term orientation, where we want to display visible, quick benefits. Spiritual land, avoid sacred forests and rural areas. Gender roles, where we train women in household about waste work. Then there's oral visual culture. We want to use poster, demos, and traditional song instead of written material due to low literacy. Engagement is key here, where elders, women, and spiritual leaders must be involved. We blend traditional knowledge with modern solutions like biogas and composting, all designed and managed locally. Here's our structure for all of the community engagement activities. Initially, gathering of the people in the community members with elders and the religious leaders so that we can build trust and explain project goals. Then build an interactive workshop with women, youth, and farmers so that we understand local insight and waste routines and needs, which leads us to create an effective communication channels where we sharing health and environmental message, leading to promotion of hands-on training section on waste management, ensuring skill are transfer and long-term use can be implemented. Finally, creating forums and informal interviews for feedback so that we can adjust the whole plan as needs. While intercultural planning is essential, we must be careful not to essentialize, stereotype, or treating cultural traits as fixed. Being mindful about the global models, which often favor task-oriented timelines, in which may clash with the relationship-based rhythm of village life. Monochronic and polychronic, consider about high cultural context and low cultural context. Some global strategy may also not fully fit with Cambodia legal framework or local norm. And also, behavior change requires time, not just information. So long-term success solely depends on respect, patience, and adaptability. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you so much, and here's our reference.